Due to that, Mr. Chair, we are now inviting our bidders who are present outside the conference room to enter and join us for the opening of their financial bids. Good morning to our bidders. For purposes of attendance, can you please state your name and the company you are representing for the record?
Good morning po. I am Christina Milabo po from Adamantem Consulting Engineers, the Government Bids Officer po. Thank you po.
Good morning po sa inyo lahat. I am Alexander Velasco from Gibma Engineering Services.
Thank you. We'll now open the financial bids of the two bidders that qualified for this project. First, we have the submission of Gibma Engineering. Sir, can you confirm this financial proposal bid? Sir, can you confirm this submitted financial proposal bid? So confirm.
Confirm, sir.
Showing to you the financial proposal of Gibma Engineering. Pagination, signed, and with tabbings. Checklist, please.
Checklist. FPF1 Financial Proposal Submission Form.
Financial proposal submission form submitted.
FPF2 Summary of Costs.
Summary of cost submitted.
FPF3 Breakdown of Price per Activity.
Breakdown of price per activity submitted.
FPF4 Breakdown of Remuneration per Activity.
Submitted.
FPF5 Reimbursable per Activity.
Reimbursable per activity submitted.
FPF6 Miscellaneous expenses relate to the cost of consulting services under two distinct categories: remuneration and reimbursable expenditures.
Submitted. Yun lang.
That's all for the financial proposal, sir.
The submitted bid of sorry, no? Pinag-add pa tayo ni sir. Submitted bid is 6,974,000. This amount is exclusive of the local taxes which we have estimated at 348,720. So, correct sir, no? Ipag-add pa to, no? Right? Oh, sir, exclusive eh. So, we have to pay taxes. Summary of cost. Tama. Bali, ito na lang, sir.
Yes, sir.
Kasi ito naman silang ano eh. 6947, 400, 348. So the proposal of Gibma Engineering is an amount of 7,323,120 pesos without discount and below the ABC. Again, that's 7323120 below the ABC. From Adamantium, can you confirm if this is your submitted bid?
Yes po.
Thank you. So the financial offer of Adamantium is paginated with tabbings and signed on each and every page. Checklist.
Checklist. FPF1, Financial Proposal Submission Form.
Financial proposal submission form submitted.
FPF2, Summary of Costs.
Summary of cost submitted.
FPF3, Breakdown of Price per Activity.
Breakdown of price per activity likewise submitted.
FPF4, Breakdown of Remuneration per Activity.
Breakdown of remuneration submitted as well.
FPF5, Reimbursable per Activity.
Reimbursable per activity submitted.
FPF6, Miscellaneous expenses relate to the cost of consulting services under two distinct categories.
Miscellaneous expenses submitted.
That's all for the financial proposal, sir.
And the financial offer of Adamantium is in the amount of, ito na lang ulit, 6,296,752 pesos. Again, that's 6,296,752 pesos below the ABC. So I'm showing to you now the submitted bid of Gibma and Adamantium for today's opening of their financial bid offers. So as shown, the submitted bid of Gibma is an amount of 7,323,120 pesos and Adamantium with 6,296,752 pesos. End user, what's the pleasure of the end user? Can the bidders excuse us for a while? Mr. Chair, can I request lang po for an executive session? For the information of our bidders, we just discussed the timeline of how we will go about with this project, especially with the procurement process. So since kasi kanina we concluded already the presentation of the bid evaluation report of the technical aspect of the project, and then we concluded now the financial. We will be conducting our evaluation still of the bid offers of Adamantium and Gibma, but give us some time latest is Friday, to present to the board or to the committee the results of the technical evaluation and bid evaluation of your offers. And then by next week, we'll most probably be awarding this project already. So yun lang po, just an update. So yun, Happy Labor Day. We'll inform you po of the results of the evaluation. Latest next week, Friday.
Wala pang evaluation yung technical.
Meron na, sir. We just presented a while ago. Both passed naman, but with a different rating. But we'll be conducting bid evaluation naman din sa offers, sa financial offers. Ayun. With that, Mr. Chair, we will be presenting na lang po latest siguro to the committee this week. Yung Friday, yung evaluation. We are now, the bidders are now excused po. Sir, let's just circle back on item number 2. On the submission and opening of bids or the financial offer for the procurement of consulting services for CAAP Competency Framework. Bid number 25-10-2, Bravo. ABC is 5 million. Do we have bidders present outside the conference room? Wala po. Opo. Sige. If meron po sa waiting room ng Google Meet natin, can we allow them for the Competency Framework project? We'd like to acknowledge the presence online of Attorney Dajan Lucas, our chairperson.
Thank you. Tapos na ba yung SOMS?
Hindi pa po, sir.
Alright, so I'll try to chime in. I'm just in the Swedish Embassy. But if I arrive early, I'll join. But General Banayat naman is presiding. Thank you.
Thank you,
I also have some administrative matters I need to discuss later, so I'll be listening in. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Ayun po. Do we have bidders present online for the consulting services for CAAP Competency Framework? Good morning, Ms. Nelda Zulueta.
Good morning. Yeah, I have with me my associate, Joe Vargas. Two of us.
Opo.
Thank you.
So do we have any other bidders for this project who are present? If none, let's proceed with the opening of the financial offers. Starting off with the proposal of Career Clinic. Mr. Chair, since there's no representative present right now, I'll just open this right away. So the financial proposal bid of Career Clinic is paginated with tabbings. Checklist, please.
Checklist. FPF1, Financial Proposal Submission Form.
Financial proposal submission form submitted.
FPF2, Summary of Costs.
Summary of cost submitted.
FPF3, Breakdown of Price per Activity.
Breakdown of price per activity submitted as well.
FPF4, Breakdown of Remuneration per Activity.
Breakdown of remuneration per activity submitted.
FPF5, Reimbursable per Activity.
Reimbursables per activity submitted.
FPF6, Miscellaneous Expenses.
Miscellaneous expenses submitted.
That's all for the financial proposal, sir.
And the financial proposal of Career Clinic is in the amount of 4,888,320 pesos below the ABC. Again, that's 4,888,320. 4,888,320 pesos. Proceeding now with the next bid coming from Clear Vision. Clear Vision, ma'am, can you confirm if this is your submitted bid?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Showing to you the financial bid proposal of Clear Vision with pagination and signature and tabbings on the side. Checklist, please.
Checklist. FPF1 Financial Proposal Submission Form.
Financial proposal submission form submitted.
FPF2 Summary of Costs.
Summary of cost submitted.
FPF3 Breakdown of Price per Activity.
Breakdown of price per activity submitted.
FPF4 Breakdown of Remuneration per Activity.
Breakdown of remuneration submitted.
FPF5 Reimbursable per Activity.
Reimbursables per activity submitted.
And FPF6 Miscellaneous Expenses.
Submitted.
That's all for the financial proposal, sir.
The financial proposal offer of Clear Vision is in the amount of 4,782,400 pesos. That's 4,782,400 below the ABC. 4,782,400 pesos.
Assessment.
May bidder ba pumasok? Showing to you the financial proposal of ASEA Matrix HR Solutions. So they offer as paginated and the tabbings. Checklist, please.
Checklist. FPF1 Financial Proposal Submission Form.
Financial bid form submitted.
FPF2 Summary of Costs.
Summary of cost submitted.
FPF3 Breakdown of Price per Activity.
Breakdown of price per activity likewise submitted.
FPF4 Breakdown of Remuneration per Activity.
Breakdown of remuneration per activity submitted.
FPF5 Reimbursable per Activity.
Reimbursable per activity submitted.
FPF6 Miscellaneous Expenses.
Miscellaneous expenses submitted.
That's all for the financial proposal, sir.
And the financial offer of ASEA Matrix is in the amount of 4,597,600 pesos below the EBC. Again, that's 4,597,600. 4,597,600 pesos below the EBC. Can I just get the abstract of bids? Showing to you the abstract of bids for today's opening. Again, Career Clinic submitted a bid of 4,888,320 pesos. Clear Vision submitted 4,782,400 pesos. And ASEA Metrics submitted a bid of 4,597,600 pesos. Mr. Chair, with this, the technical working group recommends that we conduct the bid evaluation and evaluation of the financial proposals of these three bidders, Mr. Chair.
Motion, Mr. Chair. Motion to adopt the recommendation of the TWG for financial assessment of the Career Clinic, Clear Vision, and Asian Metrics.
Second, Mr. Chair.
Motion is approved.
Yes, Mr. Chair, moving on to the next item on our agenda, we have the pre-bid conference for the supply, delivery, installation, and commissioning of safety oversight management system for CAAP, including the hardware and software components. Bid number 25-20-4, ABC is 350 million pesos. Do we have prospective bidders present online?
Tinanggal ko na sa plastic.
To our prospective bidders, can you please type in your name and the company you are representing for attendance purposes? Again, for our prospective bidders, please type in the chat box your name and the company you are representing.
Ito pala yun.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-bid for the supply, delivery, installation, and commissioning of safety oversight management systems for CAAP, including the software and hardware components. For the CBA, we have 350 million pesos. The mode of procurement is competitive public bidding. So the delivery of the goods is required by 180 days, calendar days from the issuance of the notice to proceed. For ITB clause 5.3, SLCC that it is at least one contract similar to the project amount, of which shall be equivalent to at least 50% of the EBC. For the purpose, contracts similar to the project refer to contracts which have the same major categories of work, which shall be supply, delivery, installation, and commissioning of safety oversight management system for aviation authorities or its equivalent, and completed within 10 years prior to the deadline of the submission and receipt of bids. Or, for option 2, the bidder should have completed at least 2 similar contracts, and the aggregate contract amount should be equivalent to at least 50% of the EBC, and the largest of these similar contracts must be equivalent to at least half of the 50% of the EBC. So for this purpose, one similar contract for each major categories of work, which shall be installation, implementation of safety oversight management system for aviation authorities or its equivalent, and implementation of cloud hosting services, also completed within 10 years prior to the deadline for the submission and receipt of bids. For ITB clause 4.1, the bid security shall be in the form of bid security declaration or any of the following forms and amounts. The amounts of not less than 7 million or 2% of ABC, if bid security is in cash, cashier's, manager's check, bank draft, guarantee or irrevocable letter of credit, and the amount of not less than 17,500,000 pesos or 5% of ABC if in bid securities and surety bond. For ITB Clause 15, each and every page thereof shall be signed by the duly authorized representative of the bidder. Submitted eligibility technicality. Financial documents shall be properly marked with index tabs and must be sequentially paginated in accurate order in the form, for example, page 3 of 100. Page number of last page of the document or per envelope basis. Pagination should be sequential based on the entire span of the whole documents inside the envelope. Each bidder shall submit one copy of the first and second components of its bid. For ITB Clause 19.1, the bidder must render its statement of compliance conformity with bidding documents as enumerated and specified in Section 7, Technical Specifications. ITV 19.2, partial bid is not allowed. Therefore, the project is packaged in a single lot, and the lot shall not be divided into sublots for the purpose of bidding, evaluation, and contract awards. For the ITB Clause 20.2, the bidder with the lowest calculated bid that complies with and is responsive to all requirements and conditions shall submit its latest income and business tax returns, business licenses, and the latest audited financials statement. Failure to submit any of the post-qual requirements on time or a finding against the veracity thereof shall disqualify the bidder for award, provided that in the event that the finding against the veracity of any of the documents submitted is made, it shall cause the forfeiture of the bid security in accordance with Section 19 of the RRR of 91/84. ITB Clause 21.2, the attached technical specification or TOR for supply, delivery, installation, and commissioning of safety oversight management system for the Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, including the hardware and software components, shall be integral and inseparable part of the contract. For the terms of payment, the project shall be paid in the schedule indicated, which shall not exceed the ceiling specified in Table 1. Progressive payments based on milestone upon acceptance of the procuring entity of the deliverables. The final payment shall be made only after the final report and the final statement identified as such shall have been submitted and approved as satisfactory by the procuring entity. This is the table of the terms of payment. For the signed of inception report, 10% of the total project. For the signed off report, 30%. For the testing and the accomplishment report, 45%. And the approved technical guidance materials, submission conduct training session, signed off UAT or user acceptance testing, and the final report is 15% of the total project cost. Inspections and tests. The inspection and test will be conducted shall include but not limited to the physical inspection and inventory, software testing, and or whatever additional tests that the TIAC or technical inspection team may require.
You go back sa previous slide.
Moving on, for the schedule of requirements, as shown, the customized safety oversight system, including its cloud services, delivery of tablet, PC, and other IT equipment, revisions of technical guidance materials, and integration of database and systems affected by the new system, trainings for the database administration, for the trainer, and end user, and lastly, warranty and support agreement certificates for 3 years, all in all 180 calendar days after receipt of notice to proceed. For the technical specifications, the SOMs shall include the policy processes, associated software that FSIS and so on other CAAP offices shall use to capture data in conducting its oversight function. SOMs is not a separate safety standard and does not impose additional requirements on certificate holders. The SOMs shall help accomplish the following objectives. Firstly, standardize the work being accomplished across FSIS, ANSU, and other offices. Improve efficiency and collaboration between CAAP and its stakeholders. Help CAAP aviation safety inspectors determine risk-based data-supported oversight decisions, provides a standardized system that will determine compliance with regulations, assist in reducing aviation risk, and by increasing safety oversight. So the SHAM shall provide professional support to the oversight function of CAAP to effectively record the day-to-day execution of its regulatory function, which shall not be limited to the following: qualification of personnel, certification and licensing, surveillance and resolution of safety concern.
Will you go back to the previous slide? So everything should be accomplished within the 180 days, including yung tablet. When do you propose na pa i-deliver yung tablet? If after the training or during the training
Implementation.
or during the 180 days?
Ma'am Che, are you available online? Sir Dennis, can you answer the question?
Yes, sir. Good morning po. Si Cheryl po. Sir, immediately ho, during customization habang po nag implement pa-deliver na po natin yung lahat ng hardware, sir.
Will you make that very specific? Yan sa delivery period?
Pwede, sir. Sige, sir.
Baka i-deliver ng training, during the training, it's too late already. I-specify nyo na lang kung kailan.
Noted, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Moving on. Where are we? So the commercial aspect, the bidder is required to have the capacity of developing, medyo mahaba to 54 slides. Pwede lang ba as shown to, attorney? Have the capacity of developing the required. Yeah.
Wait lang. So, this is a pretty long technical specs, no? We would highlight na lang some parts, but we expect the bidders or the prospective bidders to have at least read the posted in the CAAP website and PhilJobs website bid documents. Kasi sabi po ni end user ni ITD, 54 pages ito. And we have other matters to discuss today. So we'll just briefly show on screen the pages.
Thank you. As shown, the bidders be able to develop a versatile, user-friendly software in order to cater the management day-to-day tasks in complying with ICAO SARPs, national regulations, and other regulatory compliances. So the system should be able to develop, the bidder should be able to develop a system that is efficient in managing audits and compliances, some user-friendly applications that allows user to adapt to minimal training, and the bidder should be able to provide an organizational chart with a detailed qualification of the personnel involved in the projects. So subject matter experts shall have at least 4 years experience in developing an aviation-related software related to but not limited to regulations management, airmen licensing, certification and risk-based surveillance, airworthiness management, and safety reporting. So the bidder is also required to be able to fully implement the project within 6 months from the issuance of notice to proceed. Then the bidder shall provide certificates of satisfactory performance from at least 2 previous and or existing Civil Aviation Authority clients for which the proposed system or application was delivered, installed, and commissioned. So the project must have been awarded, completed, and promptly implemented within 10 years prior to the opening of the bids. So the bidder shall provide the after-sales maintenance service for 3 years. in accordance with ICAO requirements, system enhancements, new features, big fixes, and support for error handling. Yeah.
Miss Cosmotech Raquel Aranda.
Yeah, good morning po. Sir, I would like to clarify lang po regarding dito sa commercial aspect po natin. Under bidding documents po kasi bullet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ang nasa bidding docs po natin is 18 months po yung nakalagay po dito. So, babaguhin po ba ito through bid bulletin? Dito po kasi sa presentation nyo po naka 6 months po.
6 months po yung implementation date po.
Apo. Pero dito po sa reflected bidding documents, naka 18 months po.
Apo. We'll include that in the bid bulletin, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you po.
Moving on. So the winning bidder is required also to provide the detailed description of the following. Under project implementation, the transition plan, migration and integration of data and system from the existing database to the new system. For the project and organization phase, the project phases, project plan, including the system of reporting, change request handling, and test to live system. And lastly, the customer service response. So the system should also be able to cater the operational needs of different departments, including the FSIS and ANSO, in order to comply with ICAO SARPs, able to provide platform wherein senior management may have visibility of emergency safety risks necessary for the authority to control and develop a strategy to mitigate them. The system should be able to replace the present certification and verification of documents or minimize the use of paper to lessen our carbon footprint in line with an ambition to have a green Philippine sky. Also, the system should be able to show the status of each applicant at each office, the person handling the processes, the date when it was transmitted, including the significant remarks made to minimize delay and persistent follow-ups from the applicant's end. The system should also be capable of sending requests for verification and certification to other civil aviation authorities, capable of delegating tasks to other personnel synchronized across calendars across workstations in all organizations for an efficient work distributions and monitoring, capable of any mobile device, and capable of offline accessibility to accomplish inspections, checklists, and save collected evidence. So all tasks accomplished offline should automatically be saved and synchronized within the system once online. Capable of endorsing a completed task following the workflow, able to provide the analysis tool and generate a report and comprehensive view of safety and security risk from data gathered in the system, and able to create dashboards, example tables, graphs, pie charts as needed. So the system should be capable of producing data statistics in relation to different transaction activities and information obtained during the use of the system for continued improvement of the authorities' operations. The system should be equipped with an online payment portal or capable of being linked with the existing online payment portal, able to provide on-site and off-site product support to address trainings, technical issues in the use of the system, completely configurable to meet the exact needs of CAAP offices and its stakeholders, adaptable in terms of module, features, and aesthetics, able to continuously innovate and improve the developed software system in order to efficiently and effectively meet the operational needs of the authority in the conduct of its safety oversight activities. So the supplier should be able to develop the following portals. One, the client application portal. Yeah. The employee application portal. And the software provider shall ensure a project plan that includes the incorporation of existing subsequent ICAO and other regulatory compliances in the development of the system. Configurable standard software for aviation regulators and performance its oversight functions and in the management of daily tasks. The supplier shall ensure that all data are secured by ensuring that the system is incorporated with layers of protection to manage data security and protection. All data should be synchronized to a single database which can be accessed only by the assigned system administrator. The supplier shall be able to develop a system that will generate alerts on any unusual trends in data that may affect aviation safety and security risk based on the data across the whole industry and insights in how the authority is performing, as well as generate reports and statistics. So the software shall have the capacity to identify new entries and revisions. The system shall be able to generate statistics and data reports, whether online or offline, for the ability of audit inspection. The system shall be also be able to store and secure necessary data, files, and documents used by the different offices of CAAP. The system shall have detailed tracking of user activities in its historical record and an option to show the entries and changes made by the previous user. The system shall have a GUI with Windows look and feel. So the system should have a typical window element that is user-friendly. The supplier should be able to develop a system that will enable the personnel to communicate and collaborate more efficiently. The system should be able to secure, store examination sheets, and has the capability of an online checking and computation of scores of such examinations. For the technical aspects, the software should have the following specification: the software development application, automated software distribution running in via intranet or local, and internet. So works online or offline. So data will be uploaded and synchronized in the system upon availability of internet connection. Runs with a dependable, reputable server database, supports standard application server, with multi-platform strategy for server, and with multi-user application. Scalability, so it has load balancing and clustering service, high availability has to be shown, multi-level logging by application server for error tracing, integrated report generator or print engine for issuing certificates, licenses, and other documents with distinctive security marks or indicators. Plausibility checks during data inputs will be performed on client side. Online help support through the whole duration of the completion of the system. For the mobile availability component, in order to have effective, efficient work, the system should be capable of being used in mobile devices such as smartphones, tablets, or laptops with or without an internet connection. So the data inputted during the offline activity shall be uploaded and synchronized once online. So the offline auditing tool shall allow the FSIS and ANSO personnel to conduct audits in their mobile devices. So yeah, the data during offline audits should also be synchronized into the system once online. The system should be able to generate at least a PDF format in the report based on a configurable print template. So there should be also a secured link between the mobile device and the server in using the web service with data encryption. For the central contract and address database, the supplier should be able to establish a hierarchical contacts database in the following essential features. As shown, for the permission management in the software components, as shown. Ito na yung mga nitty-gritty. For the permission management continuation, as shown. For the permission management again, as shown. For its integrated reporting tool, as shown. For the integrated reporting tool again, its technical specifications as shown. For the alerts component, as shown. For the security components, so security is one of the crucial aspects of technology. So the system should be able to provide accountability and evidence-based data. All data should be synchronized to a single database which can be accessed only by the assigned system administrator. To ensure check and balance, the user shall have different access levels. So the system shall have capability of providing multi-user environment with administrative privileges. And yeah, the system should be capable of performing two-factor security authentication. Shall also include processes of identifying, testing, deploying security patches and updates. For its confidentiality and non-disclosure as shown. So access, to highlight, access to any and all data obtained, contained in the system to be developed shall be given only to those personnel and individual authorized by the Director General. For the ownership of the database shall be retained by the CAAP. By this authority, the winning bidder shall provide a license certificate for the continuous use of the developed system. For its general requirements as shown for the different tasks of FSIS and ANSU department. For the safety and quality management office requirements as shown. QMS. To continue for the SQMO requirements as shown. To continue for the SQMO office requirements as shown. For the hardware component, the system should have a cloud hosting managed service with dedicated active to active configuration. So there should be 2 units of security firewall or security as a service as its primary and fail oversight, an internet service backup, and then a backup and recovery software. For the configuration implementation of Microsoft Active Directory service for SOM's end user, and there is an endpoint security solution for managed server or the antivirus, basically, advanced antivirus for the servers. For the hardware component again, so the supplier proposed brand of tablet, laptop, and mini PC must be locally and internationally marketed and sold for at least 10 years prior to the scheduled date of bid opening as shown. So 200 units of tablet, 100 units of mini PC, 4 units of laptop for the project management and implementation, 10 units of pen tab, and 10 units of webcam. For the 200 units of tablet, this is the technical specifications as shown. It's highlighted. It should have a SIM card ready with 20 gig per month internet load for 3 years. For the 100 units of mini PC, as shown, at the end, it should have an extended detection response endpoint security or a more advanced antivirus. For the software, for the warranty and support, they're 3 years after sales, maintenance, or agreement service. So the maintenance service shall include updates in accordance with ICAO requirements, new features, bug fixes, and the support must be available 24/7 and not more than 4 hours response time from the time of reporting via email, call, SMS, and chat with 24/7 alert notification system. Support and hotline for second level or advanced users. For the warranty of the delivered devices, for the laptops, etc. 3 years warranty. Support for parts and labors and services, 4 hours response time, and 8 hours on-site support. And the managed cloud service should have 3 years support also. For the training, there should be a comprehensive trainings for administration and end user, some trainings for administration and security training, and training for workshop for IT and end users. Should be ensured that appropriate and different level users are provided. So train the trainer, my database administration, train the and end users. So training must be conducted on site. The winning bidder must provide also training materials, must submit training courses outlined subject to approval. and some user meetings. For the technical component envelope, here's the checklist for the technical and financial documents. So valid PILJEPS, certification, platinum membership. For the technical document statement of prospective bidders, all-going government and private contracts, including private contracts awarded but not yet started. Statement of the bidder's single SLCC similar to the contract to the bid, except under conditions provided for sections 23.4.1.3 and 23.4.2.4 of the 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184. Original copy of bid security, then conformity with the technical specifications, then original duly signed omnibus sworn statement. For the financial continuation, the prospective bidders NFCC or a committed line of credit. For the Class B documents, if applicable, a duly signed joint venture agreement in case the joint venture is already in existence, or duly notarized statements from all potential joint venture partners stating that they will enter or abide with the provisions of the joint venture in the instance that the bid is successful. With the financial component envelope, original and duly signed accomplished financial bid form, and the original duly signed and accomplished price schedule, and other documentary requirements under RA 9184. So the recommendation, Mr. Chair. Ano recommendation dito? Okay. To the prospective bidders, we will attend to your questions or queries.
We are now opening the floor for questions and queries. Please raise your hand if you have questions. Yes, Mr. Johnny Ramos. Yes po, Mr. Johnny Ramos. Nakamute po yata kayo. Okay, if wala si Mr. Edmundo Gamad po muna.
Sir, yan. Am I online?
Okay. Sige, si Johnny muna.
Sir, ako na muna.
Okay.
Alam ko, mas senior ka sa akin, Ed. Anyway, sir, my query is, can you extend the bid submission sometime June 2025? Primarily because of the apostolization, securing of foreign documents, and second week of May might be too tight because of the national election.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We will discuss it, but we'll also appreciate a letter coming from you.
Yes, most likely majority of us will be asking the same appeal.
Okay,
Mr. Johnny will drop the letter and we will all sign.
Opo. Please email na lang po to bac@caap.gov.ph.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. Next, Mr. Edmundo Gamad.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for allowing us to participate. It is stated in section 1.1. I will read just some extract there. There should be minimal to no interruption to the system used by the authority during the transition period. So there is a system now existing. I believe this is the CASORT. Is this correct?
Yes po.
Okay.
Existing po yung CASORT.
Yeah. What is the status of the CASORT? Is it still operating, and who is the custodian of the CASORT? FSIS or ANSU?
Sir, operating pa po siya. Ang gumagamit po is FSIS, but the system is being managed and administered by the IT division of CAAP.
IT division. Okay. But ang main user nila is FSIS tsaka ANSU. Okay. Yeah. During the period of our preparation and development
You got cut off, sir.
the
Sir, you got cut off. Choppy po yung line nyo.
proposal that will be required. Hopefully, we will be allowed to.
Sir Edmundo, nag-cut
Hello?
off po kayo completely.
Yeah. What about this one? Am I clear now?
Try lang po natin, sir. Please proceed.
Yes. Cut out completely. Oh,
Sige, sir.
I'm, hello. Sound check, sound check, sound check. Do you read?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay. During the period of our preparation of the proposal, can we request access to the CASORT? Because we believe if the CASORT is the old system, the SOMS will be the one that will be replacing it. And therefore, most of the data that will be migrated will be in CASORT. Will that be correct?
Yes, sir. Pero dun
Okay.
po sa request niyo po na access during sa proposal niyo, sir, sa tingin ko, sir, kung familiar naman din po kayo dun sa procedure po dun sa IKO, and hindi po tayo mahihirapan kasi napaka-specific po ng TOR, pero I doubt po na mapapa-access po namin sa prospective bidders po yung existing system po namin, sir.
Okay. What about mag-request na lang kami ng description and process flow ng CASORT? Will that be all right?
Sir, kung ano rin po yung nasa TOR natin, technically po, sir, yun din yung po yung description at saka process flow po din na gagamitin po natin.
Can we request a graphical process flow?
I think it was presented a while ago, Mr. Sir JM. Can you go back dun sa may... I think it was mentioned a while ago regarding process flow. Kung anong stage siya.
I was not able to join in time eh. Hindi ko nakita.
Sir, bali dahil po yung SOMS is a general requirement po, basic IKO procedure din po siya, sir. So regardless po kung makikita po naman natin po yung sa CASORT, dahil po ang hinihingi naman natin dito is a off-the-shelf system na customizable. So yung system po na ipe-present niyo po and isa sa requirement po natin is it was already deployed in a similar authority po. So as long as it's IKO compliant, sir, hindi po natin nakikita yung magkakaroon po kayo ng difficulties po sa transition po ng CASORT to the new system you're going to propose.
Okay.
I think we included somewhere in the TOR that the winning bidder will know yung process flow or there will be a stage. Actually, yata
Yes,
sa
sir.
payment terms yata
So
yung nakalagay sa JM. Yung sa
Sir,
process
sa
flow.
winning bidder. Yes.
Opo.
Sa winning bidder, sir, meron. Pero during proposal pa lang po nila, sir, hindi po natin, I don't think, sir, na maipapakita po natin yung assert natin bago
Ayan.
po sila
Correct.
Pero pag nanalo po sila, sir, syempre po, 100%, meron naman po tayong NDA, kaya mapapakita po natin lahat, sir.
So, to Mr. Gamad, we're showing on screen yung SCC or Special Conditions of Contract. Under the second project activity or milestone, the conduct of process flow assessment, I think ditong stage ito, sir, yung sinasabi nyo. Tama po ba, sir?
Okay, I'll just... Can we request copy of your presentation ba?
Opo. Pero sir, tama ba, sir GM? Complete copy-paste lang ito ng TOR na opo.
Yes.
Opo.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Nasa
Sige,
posted po
we
sa
went
PhilJobs,
over
sir.
the... follow-up question. This SOMS, one of the main references
Nawala po ulit kayo, sir.
Will be IKO Annex 19, tama ba? Sound check, sound check. I'm doing this on my mobile because meron kaming isang ano dito na meeting na naka-set up sana kami sana. Apologies for that. Sound check, can you hear me now?
Opo. Sir, if I get it correctly, one of the references
Yeah.
is IKO Annex 17 or 19 you're saying?
19, 19, 19.
Tama.
Yes, sir. Bali, yung Annex 19 kasi, sir, yun po yung pinaka sa IKO. Pero ang references po, nandito po tayo sa CAAP, sir. Ang lahat po ng
So mga
references
PICAR. Okay.
PICAR po, sir, ang basic
Okay.
na reference po natin sa lahat ng POR natin, sir. So, buong PICAR po yung reference natin. At saka po yung CARANS and this manual of sa ANSU po. Yun po yung mga references po natin sa POR natin, sir.
Yeah, I would assume that those
Ma'am,
cited references ng CAAP are available online, di ba? Parang nakita ko na yan. Available sila online, I think.
I think Ma'am Nelsie would like to answer po the question po.
Yeah. Hi, sir. I'm Nelsie Fabula from the Safety and Quality Management Office. So with reference to your question on whether the SOMS is based on Annex 19, and if we have the same understanding, Annex 19 pertains to the safety management system. Now, that's just one part po of the whole system. Because the whole system is actually talking about the safety oversight function of a regulator. So, yung SMS is just one. So, marami po pong annexes. Tama yung sinabi po ni Cheryl, it's supposed to encompass everything. And basically, ang main trust po niya dito, sir, is as an oversight, for our oversight activity as a regulator. So, yun po siya, sir.
Okay, thank you. This is somewhat, I would say, some digressing a little bit. Is this SOMS a requirement under the IKO USOP?
Okay. Sir, we're not doing this simply because of USOP. We're doing this because this is our way of actually making sure that our oversight function is being done, in line with the IKO requirement. So, parang yung USOP component niya, sir, is just one. As you can see, in the terms of reference, ang dami pong nire-require dyan, including yung, to fast track the issuance of licenses and everything. So basically, sir, USOP is just one of the many components that is supposed to be included in the whole oversight system.
Okay. Last question. On the system architecture, so you have a front facing towards the client, ano? Kasi yung client niya lahat ng aviation stakeholders, di ba? Parang ganun yung system architecture. And then you have a parang back room, di ba? Parang gano'n. And then the system, the main engine is running. Parang gano'n, di ba?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so lahat ng aviation stakeholders, airlines, cargo, ground handlers, mga ticketing, access to that.
Bali, sir, yung nire-regulate po ng CAAP can request registration para po sila maka-access po dun sa database natin, sir. So, lahat lang po ng nire-regulate po ng CAAP, yung bibigyan po natin ng access dito po sa
What about CAB? Yung nire-regulate ng CAB, that's the other regulatory agency. Magkakaroon din ng access si CAB sa inyo?
Sir, CAAP, ito sa CAAP requirement po. Hindi po, iba po yung function po ng CAB. Sa CAAP po, sir, sa safety po tayo, sir. Hindi po tayo sa commercial.
Pero I would assume, kasi ganito sa CAB, kami ni Mr. Chair, we sat in the CAB board during the administration of Tugade. So CAB interfaces with CAAP, for example, before they issue the CPCN na merong AOC and other requirements ng na satisfy yung commercial applicant. So that's
Sir,
just a question. Oh. Kasi kung
yes, sir.
walang AOC,
Hindi, sir,
CAB
ang
will not grant
yes.
yung mga ano nila.
Bali, sir, ang pinaka-ano niyo po is, tama kayo, may AOC, AMO, ATO po, pati po yung mga airmen. So, ang susundin po natin na procedure kung ano po yung workflow ng FSIS at saka po ng ANSO. Sa ANSO naman po, lahat ng air navigation facilities and the aerodromes. So, lahat po yun na sinicertify, sinisurveillance po ng CAAP, sure po na makakapag-register and makaka-access po sila pag meron po na meet po nila yung requirement para po maka-open po ng application, sir. So magiging ano po ito kumbaga start to end, yung forms po magagamit po ng stakeholder natin.
Okay. Sige. I think you should be, sir, a little, ano na lang. I will follow up on a separate email. Okay, thank you.
Next po si Mr. Sherman Antonio.
Sir, just wanted to confirm po yung the one included sa presentation, may changes po ba to the bid docs that was published? Specifically po yung when it was shown regarding the cloud infrastructure. There were statements there about firewall, etc.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Which we are not seeing on the bid docs po.
Sir, yes, nagkaroon lang po ng typo error dito po sa presentation kasi sinimplify na po namin yung nandun po sa bid document, sir. Na-simplify na po yan kasi ang ginawa na po natin kasi ngayon is fully managed service na po tayo, sir. So, yung nandun po sa bid bulletin po, sa bid docs po natin ang gagamitin po natin, sir.
So, ma'am, just to confirm, yung published bid docs is still the
sir.
The section 7 that all the bidders should comply with.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Ma'am, hindi lang po, I think I'm looking at it actually. There was also no mention of Active Directory here, but on the presentation there is.
Yes, sir. Wala
so
na, sir.
Which one do we follow? Bid docs pa rin po if that's
Bid
the
docs,
case.
yes, sir, bid docs po. Nandito po yung chief ng ITD, siguro po mas mag-enlighten po sa kanya.
Okay, sige. Got it, ma'am. As long as po that it's clear that we follow the published bid docs as our common reference.
Thank you po.
But ma'am, second lang, follow up po. Sorry. It was mentioned here that the cloud infrastructure must be tier 3.
Yes, sir.
Ang follow-up question ko lang po, can we do an equivalent submission as long as we follow the SLAs? Kasi ma'am, for example, products like Azure, AWS, and GCP does not actually categorize themselves as the tiering ng data center, but they publish their SLAs on their infrastructure.
Yes, you can do. Or it's equivalent yan tier 3 or it's equivalent.
Or it's equivalent as long as yung defined SLAs and downtime per year.
Yes, masatisfy mo yung requirement. Yeah.
Got it. Clear po. Thank you guys. Yun lang po sa side namin.
Next, si Mr. Don Russell.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes po, sir.
Yeah. So I just would like to clarify that what could be the timeline. Number one, if it is June, could be a little early because if there is a necessity of joint venture, everything for the platinum field jets almost takes 2 months in Philippines because that needs a number of authenticity from the embassy or apostille, which takes time. So probably July would be a better time for extension, at least 2 months in between. And then that's one recommendation. And then second is the SLCC. When a single large contract, because you asked for 2 civil aviation experience, so that exactly brings, if somebody has a software, then he knows what to do, because the terms of reference is way too big. I mean, it encompasses everything of civil aviation actually in terms of regulatory affairs. So quite complicated things that also has to be customized. So in that case, normally, when even somebody sells the software to any other country, CA is just one, but a similar software is being administered in other places like airlines, aviation entity, because they also have a similar quality assurance thing in terms of other than the ICAO part, which can be customized in terms of protocol question, but they also have the document repository like critical element 1, 2, and 5, which ICAO demands. They also have the surveillance and inspection. They also have the certification. So similar thing, almost safety oversight. Also the mandatory or voluntary occurrence report. So from all those perspectives, the request is that a single large contract can be cumulative, CA plus other entities together, because when somebody buys, he buys 1 module, 3 module, 5 module. Hardly there are opportunities like you guys that if you have given the entire thing together. So it's 350 million peso is almost 7 million, 50% is 3.5 million in one go. It's not easy. So you will have very, very less people to participate. But to keep it a flat, level playing ground, if you allow CA plus other aviation entity a similar software, because anyway you will be verifying through a demonstration, live demonstration, where you will satisfy all the criteria you have given. But that gives opportunity for everybody else to play and then participate. You will have a better choice. That's one recommendation. That it will not undermine the CA experience, because that remains fundamentally the 2 CA experience that you have to give. But ITB clause number 5.3, where you have said only Civil Aviation Authority, please, if you can correct or consider that Civil Aviation Authority / airline / aviation entity together, then ABC could be a better option. That's one big recommendation, probably would make it better. Next is the mobile apps, couple of places that you have said, but for such a large software, normally you won't get all the features of mobile apps. Either it has to be customized for some specific things like license and all this, or it could be just mobile responsive. That means you will be able to operate from tab or anywhere, even in the mobile, but it will not break. So that's one of the better option as we see through our experience. And last but not the least, the offline that you have said, everything has to be synced, is expensive because you have to have a parallel setup of server in your CAP. Because if it is not also simultaneously ready, because I see in your hardware it's not there, it's only the computer tabs and those things. So if
Sir, sorry,
CAC,
can we just
yeah.
answer your question one by one, because I'm getting multiple questions from you all at the same time. Sir,
Yeah, so
okay,
yeah.
can we just go back to your first question? I believe it's
Yeah, first was the timeline for whether extending to July.
okay. We will deliberate on that, but again, as propounded by the previous prospective bidders, they will also write a letter, and we'd appreciate if you'd also write a letter regarding
Okay.
that, as that will be subject to deliberation of the committee. And
Okay.
second question, what was your second question again?
Yeah, the ABC SLCC, whether it can be
Yes.
in addition,
Yeah.
other entities can be included.
I think Ma'am Nelsie can answer that question, ma'am. Sir?
Yes, sir. That's something that we will consider.
Thank you so much. Okay, and last is the mobile responsive, because as I said, it's very large diverse kind of software. You cannot really have a mobile apps on this. So if certain aspects being demarcated, then it's good. Otherwise, mobile responsive will be a better choice.
Ma'am Che, can we clarify that it's not an app that we are requiring, but only
Yes, sir.
yes,
Sir,
only cloud-based, right?
yes, sir. Naka-specify naman din, sir, kanina dun sa mobile, meaning we can access it through, it's either we can use a laptop,
Okay, got it.
tablet, or cell phone.
Okay,
And
thank you.
and also the application can be accessed through internet or intranet.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so I could clarify my point. So only thing that for the future we'll be looking forward for the SLCC, if that comes as a correction, then it will be good. Thank you so much.
I think Ma'am Nelsie answered that question already, sir.
Thank you.
That will be allowed. Tama, right,
Okay.
Ma'am Nelsie? Yes po. Okay. Next, we have Kyle Ramirez. Mr. Kyle.
Hello, good morning. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right. So from our end, we just have two questions. First would be the proof of completed similar projects. So based on our observation, we need to submit a notarized and certified documents. Would it be accepted if we submit a formal confirmation instead of a notarized document? And then the second question is about the offline functionalities. We would like to know more about the offline accessibility and if this can be removed. But if not, we would like to ask the list of modules wherein offline functionality will be in use because modules such as payment portals may not have these offline features or functionalities. So
Okay.
that's
Sir,
the two
ano rin,
questions.
again, let's tackle your questions one by one. Ano?
All right po.
The
So
first one
po,
is the
go ahead.
proof of completed contract, right?
Yes.
What do you recommend or what do you want, sir, dun sa ano? Vis-a-vis our TOR.
So instead of the notarized document, we would like to ask if a formal confirmation would be accepted.
Formal. If it will be notarized, it will be the same effect, no? That it confirms that you completed the contract. So I believe it's the same. We've done that. I believe in some projects we're in. Kaya po may certificate of satisfactory performance din dito eh. It is similar to that.
All right po. Or maybe just a proof of acceptance from your end po. From the customer. From the customer.
Pwede sir, but we'd appreciate, we'd appreciate a letter as well regarding that
All right.
query.
Got it po.
Sir, dun sa second question mo regarding sa offline, somewhere po dun sa dun po sa technical specification po, naka-specify naman po dyan, that is for audit, surveillance. So basically, sir, investigation and research. So basically, sir, yan yung mga yung mga trabaho po kasi ng mga inspector is heavily dependent po sila sa checklist and sa templates. So and since dito po sa Pilipinas, medyo hindi naman din natin, malaki po yung possibility na nawawalan po tayo ng internet, lalo na more than 50% ng trabaho po ng inspector is nasa field. So at least po kasi yung po kanilang mga templates at saka yung kanilang mga checklist, pwede na po nilang gawin and then masisynchronize lang po natin sila upon magkaroon ng internet. So naiintindihan po natin na yung po sa payment, definitely hindi po siya kasama. Pero this is more pag na nandun po siya sa mga checklist, job aids, and the templates being used by the inspectors during the certification and the surveillance task po nila.
Alright po, I think pretty clear naman po the use of offline functionalities on our end. We'll just include additional confirmation na lang po on our letter.
Thank you, sir.
Next,
Thank
we
you.
have Natalie Acevedo.
Hello, good morning. With regards po dun sa software ownership found in page 43, item 2.1.9, it was stated there na once developed, the ownership of the database or system shall be retained by the CAAP. With reference po dun sa system ownership, would like to recommend lang if instead of ownership, okay lang po ba na i-revise natin ito to license to use model? Ayun po, kung pwede pong license to use model. But rest assured na all data originating from CAAP will remain the sole property of CAAP.
Ma'am, ang ibig sabihin po nun is yung database po talaga natin, lahat ng data is ownership. Tapos, alam din naman po natin na dahil off-the-shelf po yan, bigyan lang kami ng license certificate na talagang, yun lang hinihingi naman natin. Meron po tayong certificate, license certificate, na magagamit namin siya dahil ito po 3 years, at least minimum 3 years.
Yes,
Na
ma'am.
we can do that for 3 years or kung mabibigyan niyo po kami ng perpetual use. Because alam din po naman natin na meron mga provider po na they can provide the perpetual use for their system.
So, yun po, ma'am. Siguro, ma'am, we'd like to, na lang po, request yung confirmation regarding dun kasi ang nakaspecify po sa TOR is ownership of the database/system. So, if okay po kayo dun sa parang license to use model, would greatly appreciate if you can confirm din po via SBP.
Sabi po ni Attorney Nestor nga, pakisulat na lang po yan, tapos bigyan natin ng clarification or through the bid bulletin, depende po dun sa discussion po with the BAC members.
Yes, ma'am.
And to
Will
all
do po.
bidders, reminder lang, we'd like to request lang po, no, if you send us a letter through email po, send it na may scan copy and may doc file. So, madali na po sa end user mag-copy-paste for our bid bulletin. So, we would really appreciate that if you will send us a letter na may PDF with your signed copy and a doc file. So, pwede pong copy-paste na lang namin directly para mas mabilis po ma-draft ni Ma'am Che yung sagot sa mga tanong ninyo. Tama, Ma'am Che?
Thank you, Attorney.
Copy po. And then another question, under the general specifications, page 33, ang nakalagay naman po dito is the SOMs shall continue to evolve, improve, and introduce additional enhancements to meet the ever-evolving needs of the authority. So I'm assuming po na this is during the 3 years maintenance period or support period.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Apo,
ma'am.
would like to request lang po additional info as to what level of system enhancements or updates yung ina-expect po natin during the 3-year maintenance period.
Naka-specify din, ma'am, din siya somewhere mga ilang beses. Since our system is ICAO compliance din po ito, meron kasing mga ang tawag dito, mga revisions or mga recommendations ang ICAO. Hindi naman ma'am malaki kasi yun. So ano lang din siya, align din po siya dun sa existing na mga ginagawa. So kung magiging ang tawag dito, kung ano lang kayo yung kayo sa ICAO, yung technically ma'am, yung pong mga ka-JV nyo na gumagawa nito, since isa sa mga requirement natin is kailangan yung company should have an SME with IKO. Kaya kasi para familiar po siya sa mga IKO requirements, ma'am. So magiging changes lang naman dito technically is once in a while may IKO requirement na i-include po tayo. And alam ko rin po, since meron din kayong client sa ibang bansa, hindi lang po ito beneficial sa CAAP, kundi beneficial din po ito sa lahat ng IKO member client nyo.
Okay. Siguro ma'am dun sa additional information po na nire-request namin, kung makapag-provide po kayo like ng idea as to kung ano po ba to, revision ng reports, or system enhancements with regards to yung sa mga forms na ginagamit po natin, yung mga ganong scope po ma'am.
Ma'am, no. It's
Mm-mm.
more of dun sa mas malaki po na hindi po masyado dun sa formatted kasi meron naman po tayong templates. It's more dun po sa requirement ng IKO compliance po na hihingi nila dun sa mga standards and recommended practices na i-include po na i-require ng IKO para sa isang authority na katulad po ng CAAP.
Okay, ma'am. I think that's all from my end po. We'll submit na lang a letter po for other clarifications just in case. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Johnny Ramos, do you still have any questions po?
I'm okay, sir. Thank you.
Opo, naka-raise pa kasi ang hand niyo, sir.
I'm so sorry.
Opo, hindi. Akala ko lang may question pa kayo. We have Cosmotech Raquel Aranda.
Wala na yata, attorney.
Again, Miss Raquel Aranda. Ma'am, may question ba kayo? Nakamute po yata kayo. But kung wala na po, again, you can write us a letter, email to us, again, a PDF copy and a doc file, no? MS Word doc file. So we can just copy-paste your queries. Ito naman na ginagawa na rin sa courts. Para
Hello po.
mapabilis. Ayan, ma'am. Nakabalik na
Ayan,
po
sorry.
kayo. Yes po.
My question po is about din sa SLCC po natin. So, clarify ko lang po, yung component po of our SLCC would be software component and the hardware component. Kasi po dun sa slide a while ago, parang naka-software component lang po siya.
Typo error lang yun, ma'am. So, bali dun po sa SLCC po natin, sa software component, including the cloud hosting, is 300 million and the hardware component is 50 million as indicated po dun sa bid document po natin po.
Alright. Tapos, another question po doon sa software component, yung SOMS product or yung software component, hindi naman po siya necessarily na cloud hosting po. So, kung yung previous contract namin is SOMS na naka-on-prem, acceptable po siya.
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, thank you.
So if there are no more questions, again, I'd reiterate meron pala. But at some point, no, we'll have to cut this. Siguro last na lang muna ito. And then you can just email us. Si FTC Tinchua.
Hello po, sir. Good afternoon po to all. Just quick question lang, sir. Yun pong mga na-raise po na inquiry today will be also reflected in the bid bulletin. And also, if we write a written inquiry po, it will be answered in the bid bulletin. Is that correct po?
Yes po. Actually, yun po ang request ko sa lahat ng bidders or prospective bidders who raise questions or who still have questions, no? Mas maganda po you write us a letter, you email us to bac@caap.gov.ph with PDF form ng inyong question and a doc file so we can just copy paste your questions and draft quickly. So, again, if you raised it, mas maganda, mag-email po ulit kayo sa amin. But, Cherry naman is taking down notes of all your questions. But we would appreciate po talaga mag-email po kayo sa amin of your queries that was raised today, and you will still ask pa po.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you po. And then my next question, sir, for the SLCC, based po dito sa SLCC, there are two definitions. And the second definition requires letter A, software component, and letter B, hardware component. Does it mean, sir, that we need to provide 50% of the software component and 50% of the hardware component na completed contracts?
Ma'am Che, tama po yan yung discussion natin before. That
With
50%.
Attorney Frank.
Attorney Frank, yes.
So,
Opo.
aggregated po siya, sir.
So 50% ng hardware, which is 50 divided by 2, is 25, correct?
Bali, sir, yung aggregated po niya, so 50%. So, dapat yung total nung projects is 150. And 50% of 150 is 75. So, yung isa dapat, sir, sa hardware component po, yun, sir. Tapos using dun sa 300 million. So, kung 300 million, sir, dapat nakakuha siya ng 75 million dun sa software. And then sa hardware naman, sir, is, ilan yun? Yung 50 million, sir. So, 12.5 million, sir.
Does that answer your question, Ms. Chua?
Ma'am, i-clarify ko lang ulit ha. So, ibig po sabihin sa letter A, software component na 300 million.
Hindi, pag sa letter A po, kung isa lang po ang SLCC nyo, so ibig sabihin po is dapat 150 million for the software and 25 million for the hardware. Pero pag gagamitin nyo po yung aggregated, ibig sabihin 2 or more. So, ang pinakamalaki nyo po, dapat yung isang project po doon is
yung 75
million. Tapos, i-aggregate nyo niya siya kung ilan projects yun para magkaroon po kayo ng 150 million.
50 million. Okay.
Yes.
So ma'am, does it mean that for letter A and B, maximum po 2 contracts lang po ba ang pwedeng i-combine? Let's say for letter A, and not necessarily.
Opo. Doon po sa A, doon sa one SLCC, talagang dalawa lang po yun. Isa sa software, isa sa hardware. Pero po doon sa aggregated, 2 or more naman po yun. Pero dapat, yung first nyo doon, yung una po doon is
at the very least. Yes. All right, ma'am, I understand po. And then, ma'am, my last question lang po is, when is the last day to submit a written inquiry?
3 days before opening. Actually, 7 days pala, 7 days, sorry. But again, since all of you naman, all of the previous bidders raised formal request for extension, we'll just release a bid bulletin. But under the law, that's 7 days before. 10.
Sorry, ko nga yung SLCC. So kung single SLCC ka, single project, yung project na yon dapat merong may foreign ba tayo? So for SLCC, if you say that there's a single project, you need 2, one for hardware,
Yes.
one for software.
Yes, sir, yun po yung
What if my SLCC is one contract but it has components of software and hardware already? How do you treat that? Would that be enough?
Sir, kasi ang recommendation po ni Attorney Frank, which is ginagawa din daw po natin yan sa mga infra, it's one for software, dahil dalawa daw po yung components.
No, I understand. That's clear already. My question is,
So,
if I can submit one contract with 2 components, both hardware and software already, would that be enough?
Sir JM, hindi yan, Sir JM. So, bali, sir, ang mangyayari dun nakalagay po sa bid bulletin, sa bid docs natin is, one po yung sa software na hindi yan, Sir JM, makakagulo lang yan eh. Iba yan sa, pakitanggal na lang. So, bali, sir, ang nakalagay po kasi dun sa bid docs po natin, as per discussion po nung last sa BAC is, one po daw talaga sa software na worth 300 million. So, bali, ang SLCC niya for software is 150 million. And then one else SLCC for
25 for hardware.
25 million, sir.
So what if I have a project say in the US, the project has a software component of more than 150 but it has a hardware component of more than 25 million, that should be fine?
Opo, pasok na yun, ma'am.
Just one contract.
Yes.
Just to be clear, because I think that's one of the...
Sir, oo.
Yes,
Pwede
pasok na
yun,
yun.
sir,
To
kasi
prevent
meron naman siyang kontrata for hardware na may 25 million, tapos meron din siyang
Okay.
pakikitang kontrata na 150 million,
All right,
sir.
because you mentioned separate contracts, we might be confronted with technicalities later on. So just reflect that in the record. Thank you.
Lagay na lang po natin yan sa bid bulletin.
Opo.
Yeah, sure. Let's get two more questions.
Sige po, i-last na po natin last na po ito talaga ha, from Don Russell and Johnny Ramos na lang. Please go ahead, Mr. Don.
Thank you very much. So, just to clarify further on the SLCC, so it will be 50% of the quoted price, either separately for software and hardware, or in combination. If I have done it, then both software and hardware together can be given. But certainly, if hardware is let's say 5 million, so 2.5 million is the 50% has to be justified when it is together. So that's what I have understood. And 7 days before that we submit this letter is 9th May, so it will be 2nd May that we have to submit the letter, right?
Again, on the submission of queries
So you
and
said 7
requests
days
is 10
the
days
closing
before
date?
opening. 10 days before opening.
Okay, 10 days.
Yes,
Okay.
but again,
So it's up to-
as I said a while ago, since there are requests for extension, just stay tuned in our PhilJEPS and CAAP website for the bid bulletin. But for your first question, as expounded by Ms. Cheryl Walikan, you can submit one contract wherein the software component is half of 300 million. So that's 150 million pesos in combination with the hardware component of at least 25 million. That's 50% of the 50 million hardware component. Or if you choose to submit an aggregated contract, meaning if you choose to submit 2 or more contracts, the software component must contain one, the largest contract of the software must be at least 75 million, and the remainder software component contract should fill up the remaining 75 million to complete the 150 million project requirement, and the hardware must have one contract wherein its amount is at least 12.5 million, and the remainder of remaining contracts, which can be at least 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 contracts, must fill up the remaining
10.5. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, but just one. That's where was my clarification. Is it from the 350 baseline, or if I quote let's say 200, then from my 200 it will be counted 50% quoted price? Because 300 is your budget, but then if I'm quoting 200 million peso, then my 50% should be 100 million.
No. It's not your quote, but it's your completed contract that should be at least
Yes.
50%.
50% of 350, I mean 300 plus 50, right?
Yes.
That's the reference. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Last na lang po from Mr. Johnny Ramos. Meron pa po ba, sir?
Yes, sir.
Opo.
Can you hear me now?
Yes po.
Second question ko, yung sa hardware component, should this be SOMS related or can it be just a supply of computers?
Any ICT equipment po, as we have discussed.
Any IC?
Opo.
Okay. Secondly, yung sa cloud hosting, should this be private hosting or public hosting?
Ma'am Che.
Si Sir Dennis, public hosting tayo, sir. Nandun po sa
Public hosting. Is the public hosting mandated or you can supply equivalent technology?
Nasagot na rin po siya kanina, sir, as long as nagko-comply po siya dun sa detailed na specification po doon sa mga requirement po dun sa cloud hosting, acceptable po yun.
So, in which case, you have to put equivalent. Para klaro.
Na ilagay naman din po, nandun po siya sa, ano sir, sa BDocs po, lahat sir, under cloud hosting, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much.
In our documents, did we categorically say public cloud hosting, or you just detailed the specifications?
Detailed
Was the
specifications.
term public hosting mentioned in any of our documents, or is it just the interpretation of the end user?
Si Sir Dennis.
Hello, sorry, naputol ako. Pwede bang include na lang natin yan specifically sa bid bulletin?
We
Okay.
don't understand what you're saying. My question is, did you or any other document mention public cloud hosting, or these are just phrases and interpretations?
Sir, looking at the bid documents, hindi naka-include yung word na public cloud.
All right,
So,
great.
yeah.
Okay, thank you,
So,
Sir
we'll
Dennis.
include na lang po sa bid bulletin, sir.
Sige. Oh, no, you don't have to. Just
Okay.
whatever you need, whatever you think is best for the authority, we will abide. We just
Okay,
don't
thank you.
want this to be open to any further interpretation come opening day. So if it is not a requirement, then let's not, as long as we're clear on the specifications. Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Sir Johnny, last na yan ha.
Hindi. I'm okay with the statement of the gentleman
Okay.
that it must be cleared whether if it is public or private. So it will not lead to any other interpretation that might disqualify a good bidder. Thank you.
Okay, sir. So again, yun na lang po. We'll be releasing the necessary bid bulletins. But again, I reiterate my request for the end time that please email us the doc file and PDF copy of your queries today. We'd like to thank the participation of our prospective bidders. You are now excused. Mr. Chair, we'll now move on to the next item on our agenda, 5.2, supply and delivery of vinyl tapes, rubber tapes, and splicing kits for various airports, bid number 25-24-04. ABC is 1,509,980 pesos.
So, good morning, Sir Swan. So, pre-bid conference for the supply and delivery of vinyl tapes, rubber tips, and splicing kits for various airports. And so, for the ABC of this project is 1,509,980 pesos. And the CBA was issued last March 3, 2025. The duration of the project is 60 calendar days. And competitive bidding is the mode of procurement. So, for the For the project, the Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, through CAAP corporate operating budgets for 2025, intends to apply the sum of 1,509,980 pesos, being the ABC of the payment under the contract for this project. Bids received in excess of the ABC shall be automatically rejected at bid opening. The CAAP now invites bids for the procurement of for the above procurement project. Delivery of goods is required within 60 calendar days. Bidders should have completed within 5 years from the date of submission and receipt of bids a contract similar to the project. The description of the eligible bidder is contained in the bidding documents, particularly in Section 2, Instruction to Bidders. Bidding will be conducted through open competitive bidding procedure using a non-discretionary pass-failure criterion as specified in 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184. Bidding is restricted to Filipino citizen, sole proprietorship, partnership, or organization with at least 60% interest of outstanding capital stock belonging to the citizens of the Philippines and to the citizens of or organization of a country, the law or regulation to which grants similar rights and privileges to Filipino citizens pursuant to RA 5183. Prospective bidders may obtain further information from BAC Secretariat of CAAP Mia Road, Pasay City, and inspect the bidding documents at the address given below from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday except declared holidays and suspensions of work. Upon payment of the bid documents, bidder must provide their respective email address to BAC Secretariat. All communications including but not limited to notices, resolutions, and replies among others will be sent to the email address provided by the bidders. The date when such email was sent shall be considered the date of receipt of bidder for the purpose of complying with the requirement of RA 9184. Bidders must also check the PhilJEP's website, CAAP website, and BAC Secretariat for any bid bulletins and announcements related to the bidding. A complete set of bidding documents may be required by interest bidders on April 22, 2025 until deadline of submission of bids from the given address and website below upon payment of the applicable fees for the bidding documents pursuant to the latest guidelines issued by GPPB in the amount of 5,000 exclusive of any all other tax imposed by relevant and government agencies. The procuring entity shall allow the bidder to present its proof of payment for the fees through email. The CAAP will hold a pre-bid conference, which is today, through video conferencing or webcast via Google Meet applications, which shall be open for prospective bidders who will coordinate with the BAC Secretariat for Google Meet link. Bids must be duly received by BAC Secretariat through the manual submission at the office address indicated below on or before May 14, 2025. Late bids shall not be accepted. All bids must be accompanied by a bid security in any of the forms and the amount of stated in ITB Clause 14. Bid opening shall be on May 14, 2025 at the given address. Bids will be opened in the presence of the bidder's representative who chose to attend the activity. The CAAP reserves the right to reject any and all bids, declare a failure of bidding, or not award the contract at any time prior to the contract award in accordance with Section 35.6 and 41 of 2016 IRR of RA 9184 without thereby incurring any liability to the affected bidders or bidders. So for further information, please refer to the Engineer Leandro Barquez, the head of BAC Secretariat. So I will be reading the corresponding BDS with corresponding ITB clause. For BDS clause number 5.3, for the purpose of the contract, similar to the project, shall be supply and delivery of electrical splicing tapes or supply and delivery of splicing kits, and completed within 5 years prior to the deadline of submission of and receipt of bids. While for the BDS clause number 10.1, bidders are required to include in the following in the technical documents: a certificate of authorized distributorship from the manufacturer of the brand offered, and B, a printed copy of the data sheet or brochure with complete specifications downloadable from the internet or official web page of the manufacturer. For item clause number 12, the price of the goods shall be quoted DDP, CAAP, Mia Road, Pasay City, or the applicable Incoterms of this project. The bids for clause number 14, the bid security shall be in a form of bid securing declaration or any form of forms and the amount of not less than 30,199.60, which is equivalent to 2% of ABC if bid security in a cash, cashier's, manager's check, bank draft guarantee, or irrevocable letter of credit, or B, the amount of not less than 75,499 pesos, which is equivalent to 5% of ABC if bid security is in surety bond. So for the special conditions of the contract for clause number 1, the delivery of the documents, the delivery terms applicable to this contract are delivered at Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, ENS Logistics Office, Pasay City. And the project representative is Engineer Darwin V. Calio, Division Chief 3 Anod. So for clause number 2, no advance payment and the full payment upon completion and acceptance of end user. For clause number 4, the inspection and test will be conducted shall be physical inspection in accordance with section 7, technical specification, checking for strains, cracks, and sign of transportation mishandling. For the schedule of requirements, we have number 1, PVC electrical tapes. The quantity is 1,500 pieces. Rubber electrical tape, this is 1,000 pieces. Power cable splicing kits, 200 sets. And we also require training on how to use the product for 15 packs, 2 sessions. It will be delivered within 60 calendar days. Yes po sir, nandun sir sa requirement po. Yes sir. Okay, so these are the specification of the tapes. So for number 1, these are the PVC tapes. Ito yung specification po with corresponding standards na susundan. So with the rubber splicing tape. And also for the splicing kits, yung number 3. And for number 4, training for at least 30 participants divided into 2 batches at ANS conference hall using product as per manufacturer's recommendation. So included are the food for and certificate. Last time kasi sir walang snack eh, kami nag-shoulder. So in-include namin para. Not actually. Last, oo sir. Yes sir, opo. So this time in-include namin sir yung para sure na may snack. Okay, so that's all sir for the project. So ang alam ko sir may nag-join sir eh.
Miss Joyce Tablao.
Joyce.
Opo. Do we have a bidder for this project or a prospective bidder? Si Miss Joyce Tablao po ba? Ayan.
Yes po.
Ma'am, from what company kayo?
From Smart Options Industrial Supplies,
Apo.
Inc. po.
Ma'am, do you have any questions?
As of now, sir, I don't have any questions
Opo.
pa naman.
Opo. Yun. So last time nag-fail po ito eh. Hopefully makakomply kayo. If there are no more questions, Mr. Chair, we'd like to thank the participation of our prospective bidder and we'd like to conclude the pre-bid conference of this project.